visuals. Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Pokemon Thursday, the day of the week where we talk about anything Digimon. You're here for the stand-up comedy, I know you are. I swag on yet another. I'm addicted to these things. I'm having about 3 or 4 of these in my favourite Guardians cup all the fucking time, all day, every day. Now, if you watched, there was a dog hair or a mum hair or a girlfriend hair. Want to come eat dinner here, would you? Or have a drink? Go to beat. If you watched last week's Pokemon Thursday, we talked about the places that my least favourite places I hate and or areas inside of every single Pokemon game. But this week we're going to end on a happy note. This week we're going to talk about all the places that I love because there's so much to love about the beautiful landscape and the world of Pokemon. The rules are as followed. It's places just inside of the games that we get to explore physically for ourselves, not in the anime, not in the manga or anything like that, even though they are in the thingies, but we're exploring them ourselves. And it's the places that I absolutely adore. It can be a building, it can be an area, it can be whatever, any sort of little aspect you have to explore inside of the games. A lot that we love in these games, from the beautiful forests to the nice seas, not too much sea though, Hoenn had way too much water. From the mountain ranges to the underground tunnels, there's so much that's beautiful. So here is my favourite bits, places and areas and or whatever I'm trying to say to explore inside of the Pokemon games. Of course, it's not in any particular order, it's just I'm doing it from Generation 1 all the way to Generation 8. And kicking us off, it's all the way in Generation 1. It's one of the first places that we really get to explore as a trainer on our own little adventure. It's Viridian Forest. I fucking love Viridian Forest. I love the music. I love the redone version of it for the Let's Go games. It's so beautiful and it's full of some really cool first Pokemon, as in first early adventure Pokemon. Get yourself a Butterfree. Get yourself a Beedrill. The potential chance of finding a Pidgeotto in the earlier games, and you can still do it in Let's Go, can't you? Finding a Pikachu in the newer games, get yourself a Bulbasaur after a catch combo. It's such a wonderful, unique, beautiful place to explore. I fucking love Viridian Forest. Gold and Silver and them games, it's obviously Mount Silver. Now, it's not Mount Silver in particular that I adore. It's what's at the top and the sense of feeling you get going through Mount Silver, knowing what's at the top, and because you know once you get through this, you're going to have the biggest Pokemon battle in any game, in any era, in any generation ever of all time. It's you, your character, Trainer Gold, whatever you want to say, against Trainer Red, the said quote-unquote, allegedly greatest trainer of all time. He was, at this current moment in time, the Pokemon champion. You've just beaten Lance. You've gone all the way through Kanto. You're going through Mount Silver, and at the top, there he is, just chilling, saying nothing, freezing his ass off. The most iconic and excitable and amazing and beautiful battle in Pokemon history in the games. You get to do it, but you have to go through Mount Silver, and it's the feeling of being in there, getting to the top is why I love it. It's a nice easy one because it's Moss Deep City from the Hoenn games. Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, Ruby Sapphire, Emerald, blah blah blah. And why do I love Moss Deep City? Because it's all about space exploration. You know, there's Deoxys-related stuff, and I've always been fascinated about the Pokemon that come from space, whether it be the Clefables and stuff, and the Starmies and the Staryus. But obviously in the Deoxys-related stuff, I don't really like Deoxys, but I love the idea of it. I love the fact that this is a little area where they're exploring what's coming to space, asteroids and stuff, and it's all tied into, you know, Rayquaza is eventually going to come over and help defend against Deoxys, blah, blah, blah. But I love the idea of exploring space, and this is the place in the Pokemon world that explores space, and you see the space shuttle and all that kind of stuff. So I've always had a nice little attachment to it. Soleil Ruins. I've always wanted to know if I pronounce it right. Soleil Ruins. I've always pronounced it like that. Basically, the ruins in Diamond, Platinum, and Pearl, where it's full of unknowns. You could argue that it's maybe a little bit tedious, and I guess sometimes it is, but I've always had so much fun exploring that little cave area, trying to unlock every single unknown, get them all, and then getting the exclamation mark and question mark. I've always had fun doing it, and I always look forward to doing it every time I play Diamond, Platinum, Pearl. Maybe it's a big statement to say it's my favourite point, but for whatever reason, I just fucking love doing that little area so much. Black, White, 1 and 2 and thingy, Castelia City, the big massive New York looking city, because it was the first. I love this place, Black and White being my least favourite games and my least favourite Pokedex, but I fucking adored exploring it. It was the first real time we got a nice little somewhat 3D crazy shenanigans, massive city inside of the Pokemon games. Usually it's just all stationary and sat there, but there's people walking back and forward. You've got your little underground bit, you've got your main city, you've got your shops, you've got the way it all sort of loops around, the people walking back and forth. It's just so cool. And to be a Pokemon fan playing a Pokemon game and going through there, it's just so fucking awesome and fun. And to visually see on our DS was great. Why is Parfum Palace? Again, it's all based on French stuff. It's just such a cool, unique looking place, and it's for me, it's the first real time you got to sort of live in the Kalos games, the X and Y games, the history of Pokemon, what happened, the Great War, the Great Battle. And when you're inside of this place, it's got the statues and all this kind of shit. You get to feel the history of what really happened. And I love going into the garden, going all around the palace and stuff, talking to the people, doing the little mazes and shit. I've always really liked it, and I like to know the history of Pokemon inside of the games in terms of what happened back in the day. And obviously France, Paris, blah, 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 all feels old timely and it's got history in it. And I feel like they did a good job at bringing that history over from there into the games. It's phenomenal. Brooklet Hill inside of Alola, the Sun and Moon games and the Ultra games. It's just, you all know I have a massive obsession with water. It's also my biggest fear, but I have a massive obsession with water, and I love the idea of, especially when you're doing the Wishy-Washy trial, it's getting a bit more dark and a bit rainy. I love the idea of being somewhere cozy in this water in like a tropical hot place, so you can still get in the water whilst it's raining. There's a slight thunderstorm coming in. Not that I recommend it, that's probably really, really bad thing to do. But I've always wanted to do it. I love having, I'd love to be in Pokemon water, because even if there was a shark there, it's a Sharpedo, and you know it's not going to rip you up because it's Pokemon. It doesn't happen. I just love going around Brooklet Hill, all the different little pools and stuff. It just looks so cozy and chilled. I think it's because all I want to do is relax. Like, I just want to relax, and that seems like you can sat there, a glass bottle of Coke. I need a couple of smokes because I love smoking, and a couple of lattes. I need some lattes, and just sat there floating, the rain slowly trickling down. Of course, in Sword and Shield, it has to be the wild area. What is Pokemon but the ultimate adventure inside of all different kinds of weather and terrain and all sorts going on? You're just going through a desert, there's big Rhyhorns and stuff popping up. Then next thing you know, you're in a snowy sort of area. Then there's fog. Then there's lots of water. Then you're at the I can't remember what it's called now. With all the dragons and that pop up, it's beautiful. It is what Pokemon is. And between cities, it doesn't just feel like your everyday average just route. There's a bit of grass, or where you're going next town, next village, next city. It feels like in the real life world what it would be like to live among Pokemon. They're wandering around in their natural habitat. You're exploring, going through. It feels phenomenal, and to have all these different places with different weather and stuff, and the weather changing. It's just, it says what Pokemon is, and it shows visually what Pokemon is. A massive adventure. It's fucking beautiful. Go visuals. That was my my favourite places and/or / areas and stuff. I don't know why I keep trying to say that inside of every Pokemon game, but definitely let us know in the comments below what your favourite is visuals. But visuals. Thank you for listening to me ramble on, being a little bit of a dickhead, but I don't care because I love you guys and I love setting up the camera and just being a fucking idiot. Hopefully you're enjoying what's coming up on the channel and stuff lately. Hope you like my green hair. Visuals, Smodels, keep being you and keep on. Keep it up.